You can see the police tape is now gone, and in fact, I just watched as the last investigator drove away. Come with me this way. I want to show you something here. These are actually 2 of the bullet holes. No one was injured, but take a look. You can still see the tire track marks just a few feet from the crime scene. You can see it's a normal day here at the fairgrounds. Everyone seems pretty prepared if they need to evacuate. Imagine dropping some things out of your car. A man comes to help you pick it all up when all of a sudden he pushes you into your own car and tries to sexually assault you. Deputies believe Townsend was walking here alongside Cape Arago Highway when she was shot multiple times. No matter what time of day it is, they're always seeing things on this bike path and in these bushes. So when they heard shots were fired in broad daylight on Saturday, many say they weren't surprised. A handmade casket with a man's body inside abandoned right here by this tree, saying without it there would be dire consequences, creating a revolving door and forcing violent offenders back out on the streets. I'm told the suspect was shot and died on the scene, and I was able to get this video by zooming in off of I-5. All area roads will be covered in de-icing fluids. Now, I'm told the most important thing right now is to keep up with the weather and to plan accordingly. Just take a look for yourself. Every inflatable decoration that you can think of. We've got a pumpkin head. We've got a giant ghost monster right here, skeleton. I mean, the day wouldn't be complete if I myself didn't do one. So here goes nothing. In a crime alert this morning, the pastor of a Springfield church is explaining what led up to a stabbing Sunday right after his sermon. Just into the newsroom, Oregon State Police are asking for your help. They are looking for this vehicle here. We're tracking some rainy days ahead, and with that, let's check back in with meteorologist Matt Hoffman to show us what we can expect out there. Police say this guy, Elijah Weber, was arrested Wednesday afternoon after reports of a bank robbery in downtown Eugene. Do you like little chickens?
I don't think anybody could not like them. Pure little birds. They're adorable.
Took out a gun out of his fanny pack and just started shooting, man.
Another shooting in downtown Eugene.
I hear bullets, I'm ducking.
One witness tells me he was at the Davis when the shots were fired.
It was a mess, I'm not gonna lie.
He says he came outside to get a quick breath of fresh air when he says he heard several rounds go off. He says 2 large groups of people were standing outside the bar and a fight suddenly broke out.
I see one of the males go over and just boom, knock out one of the females. I mean, knocked her out cold, literally right here where we're standing. And then homie that was that got shot basically went up to the dude that had hit the female initially and basically confronted him about it. The dude that had shot the victim, man, warned him in advance. He was like, I'm gonna shoot you if you come any closer.
He says the victim went in for a punch, and that's when the suspect started shooting.
He fired, I believe, 4 or 5 shots in total. 2 of them hit the guy. I saw the whole thing. He was standing right there. I hope he made it.
Police identified the suspect as 23-year-old Keelan Logan. They say both Logan and the victim were taken to a local hospital, and the victim is expected to live, according to police. An employee here at Buy 2, which is directly across the street from the Davis, says when the shots were fired, he immediately took cover behind this window and watched as hundreds of people fled this area. Now, Villegas says it was business as usual when all of a sudden,
I looked away, I looked back, and there was a bunch of security, and there was a shot fired.
He says he dropped to the ground and took cover.
It's completely crazy. Everybody was outside. It's always crazy.
Both witnesses say they're shaken up and they're thankful more people weren't injured. And they're making a plea for change.
Stop the violence,
Reporting in Eugene, Grace Smith, KEZI 9 News.
I'm sorry, it's been awesome.
Dozens fleeing Oak Ridge and seeking shelter at the Lane Events Center because of the Cedar Creek fire.
3 goats, 2 horses, 6 cats, and 7 dogs here.
Mavis Poss and her many animals had to evacuate their home, but had nowhere to go.
There's not a hotel I could go to, that would accept these. And it's just opened my heart to what we can do when we come together as humanity.
This is where nearly 100 animals are being taken care of. I've watched as many evacuees keep coming in to take care of their animals, and many of them bringing them outside for long walks.
It is hopeful.
Carrie Lieberman is the executive director of Green Hill Humane Society and is working around the clock to feed, care for, and house the animals brought in by evacuees.
The comfort that we see in the people that come to us, knowing that their animals are well cared for, knowing that they are able to sleep at night and their animals are right next door to them. And that they can come in and care for and hug on and love their animals at any time to receive comfort during this really stressful time. It's for us, it's a very heartwarming job.
They're working alongside the Red Cross during this stressful time and are encouraging you to donate any supplies if you can.
They're worried and anxious. I mean, nobody likes to leave their homes behind.
Diana Mason is a volunteer with the Red Cross and says they're providing food, medicine, and other needs to the evacuees.
We have our shelter that we've been operating since Friday evening. We have about 100 folks that we're helping here now, but other folks are coming in just for information.
Mason says they'll be open 24/7 until there is no longer a need. Something PAS and many others will be forever grateful for.
Thanks to Green Hill, and I won't forget what you guys have done. And also the Red Cross.
Reporting in Eugene, Grace Smith, KEZI 9 News. The football spring game is here, and it's the first time since 2019 Duck fans are in the stands for it.
Go Ducks!
Hundreds flocked to Autzen Stadium early to tailgate and socialize before the 1 p.m. kickoff.
We're excited. We're just hoping it's a good, we get to see a little bit what the team's going to look like.
Whether you're part of the Duck alumni, a current student, or a future Duck, everyone is throwing up their O's and cheering on the Ducks with their new head coach, Dan Lanning.
I'm excited to see this new administration take off. Coach is a young, good, wise guy.
Former Duck football player Ken Nichols says it's good to be home. He's come to every single spring game except for the last 2 years because of COVID and is looking forward to cheering on his team.
It's home. We're Ducks. Once a Duck, always a Duck.
I spoke to one tailgater who says he's been tailgating in the exact same spot for 20 years. Well, today is extra special because he's back in his spot for the first time in 3 years for the spring game.
We're in our third generation now. So my dad, myself, and then my grandson, through my son, has already been doing this.
Longtime Duck fan Jody Dials has been looking forward to setting up his tent once again.
It's gorgeous, 65, sunny, perfect Oregon weather.
For tailgater alum Gina Day and her family, they drove down from Portland to Autzen Stadium to tailgate before the game.
We're excited to see the team and see what Coach Lanning can do this year for us. And the weather, you can't beat the weather, so it's a great way to come out and have the kids to get together and show them what Oregon Ducks are all about.
Whether you're rooting for Team Yellow or Team Green.
We're going green, probably. We're going green. Yeah.
I'm going yellow then.
Duck fans are pumped for this upcoming season. Reporting in Eugene, Grace Smith, KEZI 9 News.